chokra vadao mathi hai, it means that from the boy side, you know, we are very marriage oriented in India, and this is a very common sentence you hear. Well, it is from the boy side and not from the girl side only. Chokra vadao mathi hai. But the record is broken by languages like Tamil and Malayalam. For example, in Tamil, you can have a string like this, Padithikki Ragal Ma. Is it that he has been falling? So you have Padi, then you have the Sandhi, Paditta, Kir, that is again the marker, Argad, R, Gad, and the end is also joined up, and A, which is the stress marker. So is it true that he has been falling, or is it true that he has been reading also? So Padi, depending upon the conjugation, can be to read or to fall. So you have, when you write a spell checker, you have to check for all that plus morphotactics as we call it, that is a whole lot of sandhis come in. So you can't just join Padi and A. So you have to push inside a it, as we call it. So it gives you that, a very complex structure. And so one verb in Tamil can have up to 20,000 forms. When you write a Tamil spell checker, if we explode it, as we call it, the spell checker goes up to 1 GB. Gujarati itself, the verbal forms are phenomenal. So is it in Marathi. In Gujarati itself, chokra, chokrao, chokrawala, chokramati, chokrae, chokra. You can keep on. It's like a long litany of suffixal elements which you can join. So the problem is acute. And if you're looking for something, and you're typing something, you should get the root word as well as the possible inflected forms. Something similar occurs in the Kurtwelian family. That's why I said that Google doesn't handle Hungarian and Turkish very well. Or Finnish. Hungarian, Turkish, the full Kurtwelian family is not handled at all by Google. You type, you get what you type. That's all. So you miss out a lot. That's what I call denial of access. This is a good example of denial of information. You're not getting what you need.
Okay, thanks, sir. The search engine would have to lematize and search for the keyword want to get a satisfactory search. So what we have done is that basically we have got certain built-in lematizers as well as the stemma. So it will bring the root word, and then on the fly it will inflect also and try to do the deep search and bring out both the results for you, so that you don't miss out any of them basically. I hope it is clear to the people, or explanation is required.
See, the root form as well as all the inflected forms will be searched out by the engine and popped up.
So if you see, this is chun, then this is chunte. So you can say
choose
chunana, okay, chunkar. So it brings all the forms basically.
and throws them out.
Throws them.
So you get a full range of search.
The major important now, the challenge lies in the basically the natural query mechanism in terms of, because we are not saying semantic search, but yes, more it's tending towards that only, and it's a long way to go, in terms of the semantics searching. We are working towards that, and we have achieved certain results. So, for example, if somebody as a farmer, as I said to you, would like to know the price of produce, then he will suppose enter something to search, then it will be popped with close to millions of pages, which I hope you will not be interested to look at it. So in that case, we are exactly going something called the natural query mechanism, where it will be only popping out the relevant search for him. And why this was important, that the proliferation of handsets, mobiles, especially in India, is growing phenomenon. And even the awareness of usage of mobile in India at a rural place. Actually, they are most used in rural rather than the urban mobiles, because of the communication medium, which is very important. So, there in this case, if somebody wants to search to the mobile, for example, as the SMS query to the search engine, if it pops up 10,000 pages, then it's going to be a disaster. So instead, we are planning that at least such type of searches can happen. So we are working on something called the SMS-based search engine, and therein this natural query mechanism will be definitely useful. So it pops up the limited searches for you. And this was the example which is there of the natural query system. So here only 19 results we get rather than getting the millions one, and it gets the exact one rather than the whatever the person requires. So a synoptic overview of what we discussed and what I presented. already covered up over here. So these are the problems, associated challenges, as I said. Summary basically. One is the language identification, then there is the solution, hash fonts, font converters, spelling variants, homophone engine. We have got a homophone engine, similar sounding, we will say. Typographical errors, spell checkers and homophone engine both put together plays a role. Synonym variant, synonym lookup, multilingual search, cross-lingual models are there. Intra-word grammar, we have got lemmatizers and other linguistic tools. Query the engine in the simple language, natural query mechanism. So these are some of the things, and I stop over here, and I think I will start, correct?
The second one.
So there were two case studies. One, this was the case study I wanted to present to you people.
This way.
Yeah. Huh? No. Okay. I will try to give the background, and Doc will take the basically the linguistic part, because he is the master in that. I am not that master. I learned from him. Because I got too many hats to wear as an administrative, as a technology person, but I am afraid to move into the linguistics. I don't know about that. So I will try to give a broad overview of what is happening in India in terms of some of the challenges when we say machine translation, localization when we discuss. The major challenge lies is you need to have a best translation systems to come up basically. And there are attempts being made. Earlier there were a lot of attempts being made, and recently also there are a lot of attempts. I try to give a glimpse of that, where we are at this moment of time, and what my group is doing per se in that. That was because I am in a learning phase. So I learn from people's experiences, and I would like to share that with you. So MAT in India, overview, testing methodology, overview of the test bed and evaluation procedure. So I am doing a very, what is called a police type of work sitting in Pune, and I test and evaluate, rather wish to test and evaluate and make a national standard for testing, benchmarking and evaluation of machine translation systems, cross-lingual information access systems, then OCR, that is optical character recognition system, handwritten character recognition system. So I would like to present only the test bed and the what is called the test methodology on the what is called the machine translation, because that is very, very important in terms of the localization. The search engine was also very important in terms of the localization, because we have got so many terminology banks and so on. So we talk about data, because finally localization is all about data. But if you are unable to search it properly, then I think my translators will be in deep trouble. So we need to have this search plugins going into the localization frameworks or tools. Okay. So MAT and overview, testing methodology, overview of the test bed and evaluation procedure. I don't repeat, but MAT systems are definitely useful in localization. E-governance. There are a lot of e-governance initiatives in India, and I was discussing in the RENAT that we have established something like the National Knowledge Commission, which has taken a translation mission. It is done at a PMO level, means Prime Minister's Office level. So it's attracting at that level the attention that we are translating some millions of books basically into the local language up to educational content, so that the education reaches to the masses. So that is one of the translation mission, and till the time we get I will not say 100%, till the time we get something decent machine translations, we have to use some manual efforts also. So there are a mix of technologies which are used to address this issue. Rather than waiting for the machine translation system to get perfected and to the translation. There are so many organizations in India. I will try to refer to the organizations which are currently doing the work in India in machine translation. You may be fully aware that IITs are there, Indian Institutes of Technology, which are the very highest acclaimed research as well as academic institutions in India. IIScs are there, Indian Institute of Science is there. Then we have something called the IIIT are there, International
International
Institutes for Information Technology. They are also being established. And then the CDAC is also there, which is under the Scientific Society and the Ministry. So we started some work earlier in 80s, but then, as I said again, that linguistic resources are very, very crucial for such a development. Whether it is a cross-lingual information access or any what is called that, if you want to do